Hello from Teacher Melissa. I want to talk to you today and give you some strategies about how I like to correct my students' pronunciation when they're reading, particularly vowel sounds. And my goal here with my students is to give them some strategies that will help them transfer what I'm teaching to other words they have yet to read, or transfer it to when they're reading their homework, not just helping them memorize the word that is right in front of them or just repeat it. My goal is to give them reading strategies that will transfer beyond my classroom. So here's a couple things that I do, and many of you do this, so bear with me if this part's repetitive for you. Okay, so as my students are reading, I underline any words they mispronounce as they're reading. Then I take my cue from the student. If the student stops as soon as I underline a word, then I will help them and I will correct and have them repeat as soon as they stop. Some students do not stop as you're going along and they'll read the entire passage and I'll say, great. And then I go back to the word and circle it. I've already underlined it. I'll go back to the word and circle it and then do the pronunciation strategy. So either way is fine, no matter what you do. But I do recommend that way because then it on the student if they want you to correct them and help them right away, or if they want to keep reading. No one way is better than the other. It's whatever makes the student and parent, your paying customer, more comfortable. But if I underline as I go along, it's very clear to any adult watching the class playback that I am hearing the mispronunciation and I am preparing to do something, even if I wait until the end. Okay, so I want to show you a few things that I think have really helped my students not memorize, but give them a transferable skill that they can think about and maybe get into their mind a little bit more. Now, depending on what it is, but if it's a vowel sound and it's a one-syllable word or a two-syllable word, I might divide it into syllables, but this is basically like working with one syllable at a time, okay? So I do not repeat the entire word most of the time. For instance, let me show you a few that are pretty common. Okay, so here we have the word hill. Now, often students will say heel. They don't think it's the E sound, but this short I sound is difficult for them, so they naturally pronounce it E. So if this is in the reader or in the vocab or wherever they're reading on the screen, I will just underline the word. Then I'll go back and circle it. I do not say hill. I circle the word and I'll say Jojo, eh, eh. And Jojo will say hill, or at least attempt to. Now if I say hill, he just pronounces hill or even heel again. I am not highlighting that there's this vowel here that's the issue. He didn't say the H wrong. He didn't say the double L wrong. He said the vowel wrong. So that's what I want to highlight to the student. You're doing great. You just don't have the vowel right. So I will just say eh, eh. And the student recognizes the vowel as being the one needing correction. Same thing if it's short or long vowels, like if it's got the bossy E on the end, or not, or double consonant, or two consonants. Like for instance, when I get to back, sometimes they'll say bake or vice versa. If it's B-A-K-E, they might say back. So I'll underline it as they're reading. When I'm ready to work on this word, I'll circle this word and I do not repeat the word. They said the B right, they said the K sound right at the end. What did they say wrong? The vowel. I'm only going to repeat the vowel. Jojo, this word, ah, ah. And they're going to read it back. They already know the other sounds. I'm highlighting it's the vowel. Double E is another one, or EA. Like we've got lots of words like bread, it's short E. Or other words, EA might be long E. Of course, I can't think of one right now. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Put your big girl panties on and look for a word that's long E. Need, like kneading bread. Okay, gosh, I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. But anyway, they're saying the rest of the letters right. I don't want to give them a word to memorize. So I'll say cocoa, E. E. Now you see this TPR, I'm doing I, E, ah. If you want to see some TPR that I use for the vowel sounds, I have other videos on those. There's TPR with short vowel sounds, TPR with long vowel sounds. If you are looking for some, if you've already got yours and your students are familiar with those, use the ones you've got. But if you're looking for some, I always do the TPR, and that's also pointing out to my students it's only the vowel that's wrong. So I'll go E, E, and then they'll read the word correctly. So this is a way you can highlight that it's the vowels that are the issue. Give your credit, give your student credit and feel successful. They got the rest of the letters right. And it really gives them the idea that they need to pay attention to those vowel sounds, because face it, what is most of the pronunciation issues? A large percentage of the pronunciation issues is vowel sounds. Most of the time, once they learn what B is, or K, or H, most of the time they can remember that and do that. Where do they have problems? Vowel sounds. Just correct the vowel sounds. Don't say the whole word. Let them feel confident. Oh, the smiles I get when I say E, and then they read the word on their own, and I can constantly and really praise them and sincerely praise them that they assembled the word sounds on their own. If I just reminded them of the correct vowel sound, it's priceless. And then I can write that in my feedback. We practice the long vowel sound E in words like meat. And that's a very specific feedback that you can give to parents to point out that vowel sounds is a big part of what we're working on. Try this out. Give me a thumbs up if this video works for you. Please consider just subscribing below. I've got lots of videos about pronunciation, classroom management, VIP kid policies, all kinds of fun stuff. So hope this helps you. See you later.